Hello, Kiblord here, and welcome back to another video. I guess it's not another one. It's my first one. Yay. In this series, I'm going to be showing you how to build custom trees in Minecraft. So, we've got the oak, the spruce, the acacia, the birch, and the jungle. If you're wondering why there isn't any dark oak, it's because they don't exist in real life. So, how am I supposed to make a realistic version? I have recorded this multiple times. The audio hasn't been working, the frames have been horrible, but finally I think it's gonna work. So let's get right into it. So the first one is the oak tree. This one doesn't look that nice in regular Minecraft. It just is this lollipop. And then what you do here is you can actually add roots. You can make the trunk curve. It's a lot bigger. There's vines. It's more like a willow tree. This definitely looks a lot better than the oak tree, and it goes really well in farms if you just hoe some dirt around there and grow a bunch of crops and sugarcane. So let's start building it. So the first thing you want to do is not actually create the roots, but create the trunk. And then you want to make the roots look like it holds up the trunk. So I'm just gonna start by creating this curve shape and then just modify it until it looks nice. You can even do this with world edit, which is what I did for that one. I just made a sphere that was really small and then made a curve, but this one I'm going to do it smaller just so that the video won't be too long. And you don't want to create too big roots like that. That's just a blob at the bottom. You want to create actual roots that go into the ground. And then after this, you can create branches. Usually I recommend 3 or 4. 4 is always good because you can do them straight. But if you're going to do them straight, I recommend a little bit of side to side, and then that'll be fine. I'm going to do 4. The other one was 3. And then they have to curve down, obviously. A lot of people make the mistake of having their branches go like that, and it looks disgusting. Those are the main branches. If you're building some giant tree, then you can make some go up, but not if you're building a small one like this or even that one. So now you're gonna get your oak leaves and pretty much just cover up the whole thing, cover up all the branches, not the whole thing, and maybe leave some out at the bottom that aren't covered. Okay, now I've got all of them covered, and honestly, for this kind of tree, I think the trunk needs to be a lot thinner because the branches might even be too low. And now you're probably thinking, oh, that looks horrible. Don't worry, you have to make this part really tall, taller than you'd probably think, so just go from the middle and make it a lot higher, and then start filling in these gaps and the top, and then curve it down. So now that I've covered it all up, I think it looks good, but some of these branches seem a little too long, so I'm just gonna shorten them a bit. A lot of times I make that mistake, and just make sure you know that you can always come back and fix it. I'm still gonna fix up the roots. I feel like it doesn't look quite right. Okay, I've added 3 roots like this, but I feel like there needs to be another root somewhere like that. And also, if you don't really care if it's that realistic and you just want to get more of a better shape, then you can actually add oak slabs. Okay, now I'm gonna do what I was explaining earlier with all the crops and sugarcane. So pretty much you just start tilling the land, but not all of it. because you can also add other kinds of vegetation. And also never make a checker pattern like this. So there we go, and then you're gonna get the 4 crops out. So the seeds, we're not gonna do the pumpkin and melons, the beetroot seeds, the potatoes, and the carrots. And then put them in groups. So maybe I'll have a carrot group here, a wheat group here, a beetroot group here, and then get bone meal. You can always use an auto clicker. I always recommend those for building because it's way faster and you can just click on it and it will pretty much instantly grow. A lot of people think you need water to keep the crops and the tilled dirt, but that's actually not true. That's only if you want the dirt to be darker. We are going to add water. And the reason we're going to add all that water is so we can add sugarcane, because it actually looks really nice so we don't just have those one high crops. I know you can place the sugarcane on grass, but I think it needs just a different kind of dirt, so I'm going to use sand. And if you have access to the cheats, then you can use barrier blocks above the ones that will still grow, but if you're in survival, you can always just use string and make it so it'll stop growing. And there we go. So now we've got our oak tree. I think we should make it on a hill, and if you want, you can even spam more bone meal around to add grass to make it look a little nicer. Okay, and that's our oak tree. I think you should build your oak tree on top of a hill because it looks nice, and then you can make the farm slowly go down the hill and add maybe a small creek coming out of the oak tree. Okay, so I looked back at my oak tree and I knew something was missing, and it was the vines. Okay, so just add them, get some actual vines, put these around the tree, and then set the tick speed with /game rule random tick speed, and then I'll just do 1,000. And then once I think they've grown enough, then I can set it back to 0. And if you're in survival and you want to stop these growing, then you can just put string under them, like the sugarcane, like that, and then they won't grow any further. And if you don't have access to commands, by the way, the vines will grow automatically, so you don't need to do that. I just did this so I wouldn't have to wait for a long time. Okay, well, I'm done with the oak tree, and I think that was a pretty good start to the series. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe. And bye.